You don't need to convince people to buy your high ticket offer. If it is crafted for the right person, it becomes an obvious yes. I want you to think about it. How many times have you gotten off a sales call feeling exhausted from trying to overcome so many objections to really convince these people that they need to invest, that you have the solution for their problem? What if I told you that the problem isn't in your sales skills? It's how your offer is positioned. So today, I'm going to show you how to really define your unique value so that buyers see you as the only option, not just one of many out there. How to structure your offer so it's really irresistible and not a commodity that can be easily replaced, and how to deliver it in a way that truly elevates client results and attracts even more buyers into your business. By this point, I've helped hundreds and hundreds of coaches and experts go from hearing, I need to think about it, to getting messages like, I don't even care what it costs. Like, here's my card, I am in. So let's break down exactly how to create an offer that practically sells itself. So the first thing that you need to understand is how to define and how to communicate your unique value proposition. So this is where you're able to position your offer as a need to have, not like a nice to have someday. What most people miss about power buyers is that they don't respond to really basic and generic benefits. Like vague promises like, I'm going to help you get results fast or transform your life, right? These are people that are smart and they're going to see right through that. And the reason is that power buyers have very typically already invested in multiple solutions already. They've worked with coaches, they've bought programs, they've invested in a lot of services. So the belief that you need to shift is that power buyers are not investing in information, they're investing in transformation through the right person. So this is why I'm kind of obsessed with helping my clients develop what I like to call their angle of mastery. So your angle of mastery is your unique lens on the problem and the solution that your power buyers have. It's what makes working with you different from working with anybody else out there. The clearer that you are on this unique lens, the more that buyers are going to say, this is literally what I've been looking for. So let me give you an example. I worked with a sleep coach who was really having a hard time selling her high ticket program. Mind you, this is somebody who had a really incredible program, great credentials. She had a PhD in sleep science, years of clinical experience, the whole package. But when I looked at her messaging, it sounded like everybody else, right? Like, I'm going to help you get better sleep through proven methods or techniques or whatever it said. So we dove a little bit deeper into her unique approach and really discovered that her true power wasn't just in sleep science, it was in her innovative method of connecting sleep patterns to creative performance that her audience was having. So she had developed what we ended up calling cognitive restoration that specifically helped artists, writers, creative professionals, executives even unlock their most productive states through optimized sleep cycles. So once we position her offer around this angle of mastery, as you can imagine, everything changed because suddenly she wasn't competing with generic sleep coaches. She was the go-to expert for a very specific transformation that creative professionals could not get anywhere else. What that meant is that her conversion rate obviously increased because she wasn't selling better sleep. She was selling sleep optimization and breakthrough that comes from that. So one thing that you want to think about is, what is that one belief that you're challenging that changes everything for your clients? This isn't about what you do. It's that paradigm shift you create that makes your solution truly inevitable. So once you've clarified your unique value, it's time for you to structure your offer in a way that basically activates demand before you've even pitched what it is that you do. So let's break down the 3 essential elements of a high ticket power buyer ready to go offer. First of all, you need to have a very clear transformational promise, which is a very specific outcome that speaks directly to what power buyers actually want. So You also need, or within that, you need tangible milestones, which are the structure that increases perceived value by showing like where we're moving, right? Even if what you do is very intangible, you need to find the tangible within what it is that you're doing. And then obviously you need built-in support and accountability. These are elements that very often are going to reduce friction for decision making by addressing the what if this doesn't work fear, right? But what most people out there are missing is that your offer needs to feel like a luxury experience, not just a list of calls and modules or sessions or whatever. You need to bring in experiential design to separate your offer from other services out there that are kind of trying to solve the same thing for your audience. So you want to think about like the difference between staying at a luxury hotel versus a budget motel. The core service is the same, which is basically a place to sleep when you're traveling, but the experience is worlds apart. Your offer needs to create that same exact distinction. And the truth is that the more that you're over explaining the process, the more that you end up sounding very often like everybody else. Like I work, for example, with a nutrition coach who was really struggling to sell a $5,000 program. Her sales page was really detailed with all of the explanations of her 12-week process, the exact number of calls, the modules, the lessons, the bonuses, like the test that she was going to perform. It was just really overwhelming. And honestly, at the same time, very generic because it sounded like everybody else. So what we did is we completely restructured her offer around what we call the 90-day metabolic reset experience. Instead of listing features, we focus on the journey her clients go through. Like the first phase was really focused on metabolic assessment and personalized blueprint that she would take her clients through. The second phase was focused on hormonal recalibration and energy optimization. And then the last phase, we talked about lifestyle integration and how to really adapt these things permanently into that life. The program was the same, yet the positioning was entirely different. By framing it as an experience rather than a collection of features, she immediately elevated her perceived value. So then the final piece of crafting an irresistible offer is matching your delivery method with both your buyer psychology and then your own mastery. Most people don't realize that power buyers aren't just investing in an 8-week curriculum. They're investing in access to the version of you that is really able to change their ultimate life, basically, right? Like depending on what you do, right? But that's it. Your delivery method is a part of that positioning. So for example, group programs position you as a thought leader with a proven system, whereas a one-on-one offer positions you as a high-touch expert that provides personalized solutions. If you're doing a VIP experience, that positions you as a premium exclusive resource, whereas self-paced positions you as an accessible, flexible option. And then like when you're doing live delivery, for example, that's positioning you as somebody that is present, that is engaged, that is really, really dynamic. So the key here is really choosing the delivery method that really aligns with a few crucial elements. First, you want to think about your client's results, like what format is going to create the best results for them. Then you want to think about your energetic alignment. What format allows you to show up at your best? And finally, you want to think about your brand positioning. Which format reinforces your unique value? Can you tie it to your angle of mastery in a way? So I work, for example, with a binge eating coach who was really tired of doing one-on-one sessions with her clients. And she thought that that was the only way to deliver premium results, but she really wanted to do things differently. And what we ended up doing was building her program in a way where she was basically coaching her clients through Google Docs, sending Loom videos and responses through like literally a Google Doc. And that was her way of enrolling clients. And because it was aligned with who she was and it was aligned with her clients and what they expected, it allowed her to grow her business, bring in sales, and attract clients without her burning out and still being able to stay true to what felt aligned to her. And I feel like that is extremely important when we're thinking about growing our businesses and how we want to position our offer. So you want to ask yourself the question of how would the category leader version of you deliver this offer? Not what's the easiest, not what everybody else is doing, but what delivery method really elevates your unique value and is going to get your clients the best result possible. Ultimately, when you combine those elements, like that very clearly defined angle of mastery, that compelling offer structure, the right delivery method, you end up creating an offer that basically sells itself. Your power buyers They don't need to be convinced. They really don't. These are people that ultimately are going to recognize that you have the solution that they've been looking for when you're able to communicate it effectively. That's how you move from chasing clients to attracting them, from convincing them to connecting, from selling to really serving. Ultimately, I feel like the goal isn't just to make more sales necessarily, it's to create an offer that genuinely is going to transform lives and position you as the provider or the expert that you truly are at the end of the day. If you want to know if your offer is positioned to attract power buyers, let's hop on a quick 15-minute brand message assessment where I will literally take a look at your offer, how you're expressing it, how you're articulating what you do, and give you very immediate feedback on how to communicate your value in a way that speaks to power buyers very clearly. So you want to go to brandmessagesession.com right now to book your call. You can find the links underneath this episode, and make sure you subscribe and follow me on YouTube, on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, and you follow me everywhere else at Fabi Paolini, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, on all the different places. And let me know in the comments below, what is your focus in terms of your offer? What elements do you need to focus on more? I'd love to hear your thoughts below, and I will see you in another episode.